In the mahogany room of Harrington Mansion, unspoken words hang heavy in the air, thick and suffocating. Julian, a man in his 40s, shifts uncomfortably in a suit that seems to constrict more than clothe. Across from him, Amelia sits with a rigid grace, her posture a fortress guarding deep reserves. Behind Julian, Serena's gaze is a laser, locked onto Amelia with an intensity that could shatter glass. In a distinguished lawyer's office, sunlight streams onto a large mahogany desk where Mr. Henderson, a kind-faced man in his late 52s, presides. Across from him, Julian Harrington, barely out of his teens and adorned in an ill-fitting, expensive suit, sits rigidly, his anxiety palpable. The lawyer's voice fills the room, resonating with the weight of the will's pronouncements. And to my son, Julian Harrington, I leave the family home and a trust fund of $1 million. As the words sink in, Julian visibly relaxes, the tension bleeding from his posture. A flicker of satisfaction, subtle yet unmistakable, dances across Julian's youthful face, hinting at a future now irrevocably changed. Sunlight floods the mahogany-paneled office, illuminating the stunned silence. Julian, impeccably dressed, casts a disbelieving glance at Serena, equally polished and frozen in shock. Across from them, Amelia stares blankly ahead, the weight of the words yet to sink in. And to my daughter, Amelia Harrington, I leave the remaining $9 million and the controlling shares of Harrington Bank. The lawyer's voice echoes, sealing their fate. In an unknown location, tension fills the air as a heated discussion ignites. Julian's face is flushed, anger contorting his features. 9 million? To Amelia? Julian spits out the words, disbelief and fury warring within him. His voice rises, laced with entitlement and betrayal. That can't be right. I'm the son. He slams his fist on the table, the sound echoing his outrage. I ran the bank for him, Julian roars, his eyes blazing with resentment and a desperate need for recognition. Sunlight illuminates the mahogany-paneled office, highlighting the scattered legal documents that litter the stern lawyer's desk. Serena, impeccably dressed in a tailored suit, leans forward, her controlled composure barely masking the tremor in her voice. Her eyes glint with a steely resolve as she initiates the conversation. Excuse me, lawyer. Serena begins, her voice measured, yet firm. There must be a mistake. My husband is the rightful heir. Amelia is. Well, she's a lovely girl, but she's hardly capable of running a bank. In the solemn law office, a stern-faced lawyer stands as the harbinger of fate before a group of anxious family members. Tension fills the room, thick and suffocating. As the lawyer adjusts his glasses, a prelude to the impending storm, his voice, sharp and precise, cuts through the silence, revealing the late Mr. Harrington's final decree. Mr. Harrington anticipated this. He added a codicil, a clause stating that should any party contest the will, they will be immediately disinherited and their portion will be added to the remaining beneficiary's share. In the dim unknown, Julian's eyes dart nervously towards Serena. His face is a mask of apprehension as he breaks the silence. A codicil? Julian asks, the word hanging heavy in the air. The question echoes, unanswered, as Serena's reaction remains unseen. In an unknown location, a palpable tension fills the air, heavy with unspoken threats and hidden agendas. Serena's cold gaze pierces through the unease, her words sharp and calculated. Don't be a fool, Serena warns, her tone laced with disdain and a hint of desperation. She emphasizes the stakes, the weight of ambition hanging in her words. 9 million is worth the risk of losing one. A flicker of determination hardens her expression as she unveils her plan. We'll find a way to invalidate the will, Serena declares, her voice a promise of ruthless resolve. An unspoken tension fills the unknown space, heavy as a shroud. The air crackles with anticipation, each breath held. A moment stretches. Poised on the edge of revelation, Julian's voice breaks the silence, strained with urgency. But the codicil, his words hang in the air, unanswered, unanswered. In an unknown location, Serena stands with unwavering resolve, her intense gaze fixed on Amelia. Her eyes burn with determination as she prepares to challenge fate. The codicil is just words, Serena declares, her voice resonating with authority. A confident smirk plays on her lips as she outlines their advantages. We have lawyers. We have power, she asserts, emphasizing their formidable resources. Her final words hang in the air, a chilling declaration of intent. We have a target. In Julian's study, shadows dance across the mahogany shelves, reflecting the turmoil within. Julian paces restlessly, his agitation a palpable force in the opulent room. Serena's voice, low and urgent, cuts through the heavy silence as she speaks on the phone. Each step Julian takes echoes the unspoken tension, his silhouette a dance of anxiety. The fate of their world hangs in the balance, suspended in the hushed tones of Serena's conversation. A storm of unspoken words brews between them, their shared dread filling every corner of the mansion. Sunlight streams into Serena's opulent office, illuminating the sharp angles of her face as she sits behind a massive desk. The gleam of wealth reflects off the expensive furnishings, a silent testament to her ambition. She ends the phone call, the click echoing in the spacious room, a finality to her command. A calculating look hardens her features, a mask of cold determination settling into place. Her lips barely move as she speaks into the silence, laying bare her ruthless strategy. Yes, I want the best. Undue influence is the angle. The old man wasn't in his right mind, Serena declares, her words laced with cold intent. The courtroom buzzes with an electric anticipation, every seat filled, every breath held. Julian and Serena exude an almost arrogant confidence, their faces bright with unwavering certainty. Isolated and vulnerable, Amelia sits alone, her overwhelmed expression a stark contrast to their assured facade. Lawyers swarm like bees, their hurried movements amplifying the palpable tension in the packed courtroom. A stern-faced lawyer stands before the judge, his presence commanding attention. The air crackles with tension as the lawyer addresses the silent, watchful court. Julian sits anxiously, his gaze fixed on the proceedings, the weight of the moment heavy on his shoulders. The lawyer's voice cuts through the silence. We contend that Mr. Harrington was unduly influenced by Miss Amelia Harrington during his final months. She isolated him, manipulated him, and coerced him into changing his will. In the dimly lit bedroom of Harrington Mansion, Amelia sits on her bed, her body racked with sobs. Her shoulders tremble, a silent testament to her overwhelming grief. A friend, radiating warmth and empathy, sits beside her, a beacon of solace in the darkness. With gentle eyes and a comforting smile, the friend extends a hand, offering a tender touch to Amelia's arm. The room is thick with unspoken words, the weight of sorrow hanging heavy in the air. Amelia leans slightly into the touch, finding a momentary anchor in the storm of her emotions. In the dimly lit, unknown location, shadows stretch and twist, mirroring the unspoken tension that fills the room. The air hangs heavy with unspoken accusations and simmering resentment, a palpable weight pressing down on everyone present. Friend's voice breaks the silence, tinged with confusion and hurt. I don't understand why they're doing this. A plea for understanding hangs in the air as friend continues, a desperate attempt to justify their actions. I only ever wanted your father to be comfortable. Sunlight floods into the nondescript room, each ray highlighting the dust motes suspended in the heavy air. An unspoken tension hangs, thick and suffocating, as if the very walls are holding their breath. The silence amplifies the weight of unseen burdens, each tick of the clock a hammer blow. Amelia's voice cuts through the oppressive atmosphere, a sharp declaration of indifference. I don't care about the bank. Her words linger, a challenge thrown into the silent room, demanding a response from the shadows. In a dimly lit room, shadows play across the faces of friend and another figure, the air heavy with unspoken accusations. Tension hangs thick as they confront each other, the secrets of the room pressing in. Friend steps forward, his gaze intense and probing. "We need to prove why your father changed the will," Friend demands, his voice cutting through the silence. Friend presses on, seeking the truth. "Why he trusted you, and not Julian. Did he ever mention anything about the bank's finances?" Sunlight streams into Mr. Harrington's dusty study, illuminating Amelia as she delves into its shadowed corners. Her fingers trace the intricate carvings of the desk, searching for any disruption in the pattern. A hidden compartment clicks open, revealing a secret concealed for years within the old wood. Amelia's eyes widen, a mix of surprise and intrigue as she uncovers the hidden truth. In Mr. Harrington's dimly lit study, Amelia retrieves a heavy ledger, its leather worn with age. The ledger creaks open, revealing columns of numbers and handwritten notes, secrets held within its pages. Amelia's eyes widen as she scans the entries, a mixture of shock and disbelief flickering across her face. The weight of the ledger seems to increase as the truth dawns on her, a silent revelation unfolding in the quiet study. Sunlight floods the law office, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air as Amelia sits across from her lawyer. The lawyer, a sharp woman in her 40s, focuses intently on a thick, leather-bound ledger. Amelia's expression is serious, mirroring the lawyer's concentration as they pore over the documents. The ledger lies open between them, its pages filled with cryptic numbers and faded ink. A palpable tension hangs in the air, underscored by the silent scrutiny of the ledger's secrets. In the solemn lawyer's office, Amelia sits, her gaze fixed on the man across from her. A thick, leather-bound ledger sits ominously between them, holding secrets and revelations. The lawyer gestures towards the ledger, his expression grave and determined. "This ledger proves two things," the lawyer declares, his voice echoing with conviction. "First, that Julian was bankrupting the bank. Second, that your father was of sound mind and acted to protect his legacy. We have them." In the solemn courtroom, Serena sits on the witness stand, sunlight illuminating her face, a mixture of apprehension and determination in her eyes. Dust motes dance in the sunbeams, highlighting the heavy silence that fills the courtroom as she adjusts her posture. Her gaze is fixed, unwavering, on the unseen questioner, bracing herself for what is to come. The weight of the moment settles upon her as she prepares to speak, the fate of someone possibly resting on her words. The sunlight streams through the tall windows, casting long shadows that underscore the gravity of the scene. Serena takes a deep breath, her expression resolute despite the underlying tension in the air. Inside the solemn courtroom, Amelia fidgets nervously on the stand, her fate hanging in the balance. Her lawyer stands tall, exuding confidence as he holds up a thick, damning ledger. The courtroom watches intently as he prepares to challenge her testimony. "Mrs. Harrington, you claim Mr. Harrington was confused," he begins, his voice resonating through the room. "Can you explain this ledger?" The question hangs heavy, promising a dramatic reveal. Sunlight floods the sophisticated law office, illuminating Amelia, poised in a tailored suit across from the stern-faced lawyer. Papers lay scattered across the rich mahogany desk, silent witnesses to the unfolding drama. The lawyer's gaze is unwavering as he presents a damning piece of evidence. "This document," he states, emphasizing each word, "details a systematic transfer of funds from Harrington Bank to a shell company you and your husband control." In the echoing expanse of the unknown, Serena stands, her figure a silhouette against the light. Her voice cuts through the silence, resonating with raw fury. Eyes blazing with righteous anger, she unleashes her accusation. "That's a lie! It's a forgery! Amelia made it up!" The force of her words hangs in the air, challenging the very foundation of truth. The courtroom explodes with a chaotic mix of shouts and whispers, the air thick with anticipation. Spectators crane their necks, their faces reflecting a mix of shock and fervent excitement. The judge, a rigid figure cloaked in black, slams the gavel, the sound echoing through the charged atmosphere. His face flushed with rising frustration, the judge bellows, Order! Order in the court! A hush descends as the crowded courtroom awaits the judge's command. The judge, a stern figure cloaked in black, raises the gavel, a symbol of unyielding authority. The gavel strikes with a resounding bang, demanding absolute silence. Order! Order in the court! The judge's voice echoes, cutting through the tense atmosphere. Sunlight pierces through the towering windows of the somber courtroom, casting long shadows and illuminating the dust dancing in the air. A hush falls over the crowded room, every breath held in anticipation of the impending verdict. The judge rises, his stern face a mask of impartiality, the weight of justice heavy on his shoulders. The fate of the accused hangs in the balance, a silent plea echoing in the tense atmosphere. In the solemn courtroom, the stern-faced judge presides, his gaze sweeping over the tense scene. Julian Harrington stands frozen, disbelief etched onto his face as the weight of the court's decision crashes down. Whispers flutter among the lawyers, a palpable tension thickening the air as the judge prepares to deliver the final blow. The court finds no evidence of undue influence. The will is valid, the judge declares, his words echoing through the silent room. Julian Harrington, you are disinherited. Your $1 million is forfeited to the estate, the judge announces, sealing Julian's fate with cold finality. In the solemn courtroom, Julian and Serena sit at the defendant's table, their expressions heavy with defeat. Across the room, Amelia observes them, a subtle, satisfied smile gracing her lips. Relief washes over Amelia as she savors the culmination of the trial. Julian and Serena exchange a despondent glance, the weight of the verdict crushing their spirits. The courtroom atmosphere is thick with the unspoken tension of victory and defeat. Against the backdrop of Harrington Mansion's imposing facade, Amelia pauses on the steps, a figure silhouetted against power. Her gaze drifts across the meticulously kept grounds, each blade of grass a testament to her domain. A subtle smile plays upon her lips, hinting at the satisfaction of a game won. The air around her hums with the quiet confidence of one who has finally taken the reins. Amelia stands, bathed in the morning light, every inch the mistress of Harrington Mansion. In Amelia's office, sunlight illuminates the aged oak desk, once her father's, now a silent witness to her resolve. Dust motes dance in the sunbeams as Amelia pores over documents, her brow furrowed in concentration. Each page turned is a step forward in her quest, a tangible effort to protect her father's legacy. A palpable aura of determination surrounds her, a silent vow etched in her focused gaze. Within the solemn courtroom, the air crackles with anticipation as the verdict echoes. Serena's face contorts, a storm of fury brewing beneath her skin as the words sink in. Her eyes blaze with unrestrained anger, a silent scream trapped within. Every muscle in her body tenses, a coiled spring ready to unleash. The courtroom fades into background as Serena's rage takes center stage. A tempest of emotion threatens to erupt, shattering the sterile silence of justice. In the dim, unknown space, Julian's stare burns with intense fury, his bloodshot eyes betraying his raw anger. His gaze pierces through Serena, a silent accusation hanging heavy in the air. He leans in, voice a venomous whisper that slices through the silence. How could you let this happen? The weight of his words settles, leaving Serena to face the consequences of unseen actions. Serena's face twists in fury, a storm of rage brewing behind her eyes. Her hands clench, knuckles white, as she fights to contain her wrath. A dark promise hangs in the air, thick with unspoken threat. Her eyes narrow, glinting with a cold, calculated malice. It's not over, she hisses, the words laced with venom. The air crackles with the intensity of her vengeful vow. In the quiet of Harrington Bank, Amelia's focused silhouette is framed by the glow of her desk lamp, a stark contrast to the darkness around her. Her brow furrows with intense concentration as she navigates the labyrinth of financial statements. Each number, a potential clue. Under the dim light, her fingers trace the fine lines of figures. A silent pursuit of truth in the cold, sterile environment. The weight of Julian's fraud presses upon her, fueling her resolve to uncover the full depth of his deceit. Each page turned is a step deeper into the financial web, her determination unwavering despite the late hour. The silence of the night amplifies the significance of her task, the fate of many resting on her ability to decipher the truth hidden within the numbers. In the serene stillness of her bedroom, Amelia sleeps soundly in her grand four-poster bed. Moonlight spills through sheer curtains, painting the room in soft, ethereal shadows. In her dreams, her father appears, his face glowing with pride and gratitude. His image shimmers in the dim light, a vision of ethereal grace. The dream unfolds, a tender memory brought to life in the quiet of the night. In the sterile, gray confines of the FBI office, Amelia confronts two agents, the air thick with unspoken accusations. With a deliberate slide, she presents a thick file across the table, its weight promising damning revelations. The file lands with a quiet thud, a silent declaration of the evidence within. Each page contains documented evidence implicating Julian in a web of criminal enterprises. Serena's name is also listed, hinting at a twisted alliance of deception and betrayal. A palpable tension fills the courtroom, hanging heavy in the sunlit air. Julian sits pale and defeated, the weight of the trial etched on his face. Beside him, Serena maintains a stoic facade, her emotions carefully guarded. The judge sits sternly, gavel in hand, a symbol of the unyielding justice about to be delivered. Dim light filters into adjacent prison cells, casting long shadows on the cold stone walls. Julian sits heavily on his bunk, his face a mask of despair and resignation. In the next cell, Serena mirrors his posture, her own features reflecting deep sorrow. The silence hangs heavy between them, broken only by the distant sounds of the prison. Their eyes, though unseen, are filled with the weight of their shared confinement. The cold, stark reality of their situation presses down on them, crushing any hope. Inside Harrington Bank, Amelia sits, a figure of sharp focus amidst the soft morning light. Sunlight paints her office, each dust mote a tiny dancer in the golden air. Her brow furrows as she pores over documents, each page a battleground for financial stability. With decisive action, she implements new policies, fortifying the bank's defenses against unseen storms. Each decision is a calculated step, ensuring the security of every account. The fate of Harrington Bank rests on her shoulders, a weight she bears with unwavering resolve. Sunlight bathes the Harrington Mansion garden, alive with vibrant colors and the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Amelia wanders through the floral maze, each step a gentle exploration of nature's solace. She pauses, surrounded by the lush greenery, her expression softening in the garden's embrace. A delicate hand reaches out, gently caressing a velvety petal, a silent communion with the earth. In this sanctuary of beauty, Amelia finds a moment of peace, the garden's tranquility reflected in her eyes. Sunlight floods the Harrington Bank boardroom, highlighting the polished mahogany table and the ambitious atmosphere. Amelia, a figure of unwavering confidence in her tailored suit, stands at the head of the table, commanding attention. She gestures towards vibrant charts and graphs, symbols of a bold vision projected onto the wall. Her voice rings clear and resolute, filling the room with purpose. "My vision for Harrington Bank is one of innovation and growth," she declares, setting a course for the future. "We must embrace new technologies and adapt to the changing needs of our clients," Amelia asserts, her words echoing with determination. In the grand dining room of Harrington Mansion, Amelia presides at the head of a long, polished mahogany table, a lavish floral centerpiece adorning its expanse. Crystal glasses catch the soft light of the chandelier, casting a warm glow over the room. Elegant guests fill the space, their laughter and chatter, creating an atmosphere of convivial warmth and refined celebration. Amelia beams, raising her glass in a toast, her eyes sparkling with delight and triumph. In the hushed courtroom, shadows dance with whispers, each corner echoing with unspoken tension. Julian and Serena stand before the judge, the weight of their actions a palpable presence between them. The air is thick with anticipation, every gaze fixed upon the figures at the center of the storm, a somber tableau of justice, where destinies hang in the balance, and silence speaks volumes. Their expressions betray a mix of regret and defiance as they confront the consequences of their deeds. The courtroom holds its breath, awaiting the verdict that will forever alter the course of their lives. Sunlight floods Amelia's office, highlighting the polished surfaces and the silent promise of success. In her hands, a gleaming glass award catches the light, a testament to her leadership and ethical commitment. The award reflects in Amelia's eyes, mirroring her bright sincerity and unwavering dedication. The glass glimmers, a symbol of her achievements and the high standards she upholds in the world of banking. Amelia gazes at the award, a quiet sense of pride and responsibility etched on her face. Under the bright, generous sunlight, the majestic Harrington mansion stands tall, a beacon of hope against the sky. Amelia stands at a table, the crisp, oversized checks shimmering like promises in the light. A small gathering of hopeful faces surrounds Amelia, their expressions a mixture of relief and anticipation. With a warm, genuine smile, Amelia extends a check, a symbol of life-changing generosity. Each grateful recipient gazes at Amelia, their eyes reflecting a profound sense of hope and renewed faith. Amelia's eyes shine with heartfelt compassion, radiating warmth and kindness to all those present. The grand lobby of Harrington Bank is dominated by a stately portrait, the stern gaze of Mr. Harrington overseeing all. The portrait's silent presence echoes the weight of a powerful legacy. Amelia moves through the lobby, a figure of unwavering resolve amidst the bank's imposing architecture. The portrait reflects Amelia's dedication. The air hangs heavy with the unspoken expectations of tradition and duty. Amelia stands on the grand balcony of Harrington Mansion, an oasis of calm against the backdrop of the bustling city. A gentle breeze stirs, playing with her hair as she surveys the sprawling cityscape below. The cityscape stretches out before her, a tapestry of concrete and dreams under the vast sky. A serene expression settles on Amelia's face, reflecting a deep sense of accomplishment and profound peace. In this moment, she is the embodiment of tranquility, a figure of quiet strength overlooking her domain. Sunlight floods Amelia's grand office, highlighting the polished mahogany desk and the sprawling city view. Amelia, impeccably dressed, exudes authority and sharp intelligence as she observes the nervous applicant across from her. She leans forward, her gaze intense yet encouraging, a subtle invitation in her eyes. Amelia's words cut through the air, a promise of ambition and reward. This is more than just a job. It's an opportunity. Her voice carries the weight of expectation, challenging the young applicant to rise above. A chance to prove yourself, to rise through the ranks. The question hangs in the air, a challenge and a dare wrapped in one. Are you ready to seize it? In Mr. Harrington's study, lamplight bathes the aged wood of the desk where Amelia sits, a solitary figure amidst shadows. Her fingers gently trace the worn leather of her father's old journals, each touch a silent connection to his past. She immerses herself in his words, her brow furrowed in concentration as she deciphers the secrets within. The flickering candlelight casts dancing shadows, illuminating the pages filled with her father's familiar handwriting. Each line she reads offers a profound insight into his life and values, revealing the depths of the man she knew. In the quiet of the study, Amelia discovers a deeper understanding of her father, his spirit alive in every word. Bathed in the warm sunlight, Harrington Mansion stands as a majestic backdrop to a vibrant community event. Laughter and chatter rise into the air as people from all walks of life gather on the lush, manicured lawns. Colorful banners flutter in the gentle breeze, adding a festive touch to the scene. Tables overflow with tempting food and drinks, inviting attendees to indulge in the communal feast. Amelia moves through the crowd with a radiant smile, effortlessly connecting with neighbors and nurturing a palpable sense of unity. In the Harrington Bank training room, Amelia dominates the scene at the head of a long table, a whiteboard filled with strategic points looming behind her. Her gestures are sharp and assured, as she commands the attention of a dozen bank employees. Pens scratch against paper as some diligently record her every word, while others hang on to her pronouncements with rapt attention. Amelia's voice rings with conviction, cutting through the silence as she declares, "Integrity isn't just a word. It's the foundation of our relationship with our customers." Her piercing gaze sweeps across the room, emphasizing the weight of her words. Every transaction, every interaction must be built on trust. Within the hushed library of Harrington Mansion, Amelia finds solace. The world outside fading into a distant echo. Engrossed, she loses herself in the symphony of turning pages, each rustle a whisper of untold stories. The weight of the book in her hands is a comforting anchor in the quiet solitude. Lost in the narrative, her expression softens, the troubles of the day momentarily forgotten. In the warm glow of the lamp, the library becomes her sanctuary, a haven of literary escape. Amelia strides along the vibrant city street, her keen eyes absorbing the kaleidoscope of faces and bustling storefronts. The city's pulse throbs around her, a symphony of distant car horns, chattering voices, and hurried footsteps. She studies the expressions of passers-by, each face a chapter in the city's unfolding narrative. The weight of her bank's decisions settles upon her as she witnesses the everyday struggles and triumphs of the community. A profound understanding dawns within her, connecting the abstract world of finance to the tangible lives around her. Each face in the crowd becomes a mirror, reflecting the far-reaching impact of her actions. Sunlight bathes Amelia's immaculate office, highlighting the polished mahogany desk that separates her from the anxious business owner. Amelia, a woman of sharp intellect, leans forward, her gaze direct and reassuring. "We've reviewed your application, and despite the current challenges, we believe in your potential," she states with conviction. The business owner's eyes widen, a glimmer of hope flickering amidst the worry lines etched on his face. "Are you saying?" Amelia smiles, a beacon of possibility in the sunlit room. "Harrington Bank is prepared to offer you a loan to help you get back on your feet." In the Harrington Mansion's attic, sunbeams pierce through the gloom, illuminating swirling dust motes. Amelia cautiously enters, her footsteps muffled by thick layers of dust on the aged floorboards. Cobwebs cling to forgotten furniture, draped in ghostly white sheets. Old family portraits line the walls, their eyes seeming to follow Amelia as she ventures deeper. Her fingers trace the worn edges of a rocking horse, a relic of childhood dreams. A faint smile graces Amelia's lips as a flood of memories washes over her. Amelia strolls along a winding path, sunlight dappling through the leaves above. Her footsteps are light on the gravel, each step a gentle echo in the peaceful park. Sunlight filters through the canopy, painting shifting patterns of light and shadow on the ground. She pauses, breathing deeply, the fresh air filling her lungs with each inhale. A moment of quiet reflection washes over Amelia as she considers the journey behind her. In the bright, sunlit conference room of Harrington Bank, Amelia stands tall, a figure of unwavering confidence. Sunlight streams through the expansive windows, illuminating the polished table and the intent faces of the executives. Amelia gestures with a laser pointer, its beam dancing across the vibrant charts that detail the bank's ambitious strategic plan. The charts display a tapestry of colorful graphs, each line and curve hinting at the bank's future trajectory. The executives lean forward, their expressions a mixture of anticipation and concern as they absorb Amelia's every word. Amelia's voice fills the room, clear and commanding, as she outlines the path forward, her confidence infectious. In the warmly lit kitchen of Harrington Mansion, Amelia hums softly, her face glowing in the gentle light. She stirs a pot on the stove, finding solace and satisfaction in the simple, nourishing act. The kitchen is filled with a comforting ambiance, the soft glow illuminating every corner. Steam rises from the pot, carrying with it the rich aroma of herbs and simmering vegetables. The air thickens with the promise of a hearty meal, a testament to Amelia's care. A sense of warmth and contentment pervades the kitchen, a haven of domestic tranquility. Under the radiant sun, Amelia strolls through the vibrant countryside, where rolling green hills meet the horizon. The air is alive with the scent of fresh earth and blooming flowers as she explores the bustling farm. Amelia listens intently, her eyes reflecting genuine interest as the farmer explains the tenets of sustainable agriculture. She nods thoughtfully, absorbing the farmer's wisdom amidst the symphony of nature. A warm smile spreads across Amelia's face, her enthusiasm evident as she envisions supporting the local farmers. Sunlight floods Amelia's spacious office, illuminating dancing dust motes and the quiet hum of the bank outside. Amelia, a woman in her late 40s, exudes quiet authority as she leans back in her leather chair, a gentle smile on her lips. Her young protégé sits attentively, notebook in hand, absorbing Amelia's every word with eager, bright eyes. The air is thick with unspoken wisdom as Amelia observes her protégé, a mentor's pride subtly visible. The low, constant thrum of the bank underscores the importance of the conversation unfolding between them. Crystal chandeliers cast a sparkling glow across the Harrington Mansion ballroom, illuminating the elegant decorations. Amelia, radiant in a shimmering gown, gracefully navigates the crowd, her warm smile lighting up the room. The ballroom buzzes with lively conversation, punctuated by the soft, sophisticated melodies of a jazz band. Silent auction items gleam atop pedestals, each a silent promise amidst the opulent revelry. Amelia strolls along the serene beach, the rhythmic sound of the waves painting a canvas of peace and tranquility around her. Each wave whispers secrets of the ocean, their soothing cadence washing over Amelia as she walks. The vast expanse of the sea mirrors the calmness within her, a tranquil escape from the world's clamor. She breathes deeply, letting the salty air fill her lungs, a silent communion with the boundless horizon. In her sunlit office, Amelia sits at her mahogany desk, a triumphant smile playing on her lips. The pen glides smoothly as she affixes her signature to the documents, sealing a pivotal deal. Each stroke secures Harrington Bank's financial future, her ambition reaching its peak. Sunlight streams through the window, casting a golden glow on her victory. Soft light bathes the elegant living room of the Harrington Mansion, casting a warm glow on the gathering. Amelia's laughter rings out, mingling with the murmurs of friends and family. Faces are alight with genuine affection, a tapestry of love woven in the shared space. The air is thick with unspoken words of support, a comforting embrace surrounding Amelia. In every smile, in every shared glance, a profound connection is palpable. The warmth of camaraderie fills the room, a haven of love and understanding for Amelia. Amelia ascends the rugged mountain path, each step marked by the crunch of her boots against the unforgiving stone. Reaching the summit, she pauses, her breath catching in her throat as she beholds the panoramic vista stretching before her. The world unfolds beneath her, a tapestry of green valleys and distant peaks bathed in the golden light of day. A wave of profound accomplishment washes over Amelia, her eyes shining with the quiet triumph of conquering both the mountain and herself. Sunlight bathes Amelia's office, highlighting the rich mahogany desk and sophisticated art that speak of success. Amelia, a vision of poise in her sharp business suit, accepts the gleaming award, a symbol of her hard-won achievements. The prestigious award shines, reflecting the light and the admiration of her colleagues. A chorus of warm applause fills the air, celebrating Amelia's triumph. Amelia stands tall, the award a testament to her dedication, surrounded by those who acknowledge her victory. In Mr. Harrington's study, moonlight paints the scene as Amelia sits at the desk, the scent of old books filling the air. Dust motes dance in the silvery light, illuminating the room's silent secrets. Amelia's brow furrows as she writes in her journal, her thoughts swirling like the dust motes in the moonlight. The mansion holds its breath, the weight of untold stories pressing in on Amelia as she grapples with her own. In the somber courtroom, silence hangs heavy, thick with unspoken hopes and fears. Julian and Serena stand before the parole board, their faces reflecting a blend of hope and deep trepidation. The lead judge's stern gaze sweeps over them, his expression unreadable. His voice, amplified by the oppressive silence, cuts through the air with finality. "Parole denied," the judge declares, his words echoing through the courtroom. The weight of the sentence crashes down on Julian and Serena as the judge concludes. The appeals are rejected. Sunlight streams into Amelia's office at Harrington Bank, illuminating a framed photograph on her desk. Amelia gazes at the image of her father, a gentle smile softening her features. A wave of profound satisfaction washes over her, knowing she has honored his legacy. In her eyes, a quiet determination flickers, ready to face the challenges ahead with grace and strength. The Harrington mansion stands bathed in the warm glow of the setting Sunday. Amelia watches the sunset, the sky ablaze with color, reflecting in her thoughtful gaze. A profound sense of gratitude washes over Amelia as she reflects on the blessings in her life. The fading sunlight casts long shadows, underscoring the quiet contentment in her heart. In the tranquil evening, Amelia cherishes the opportunities that have shaped her journey. Sunlight streams into the grand lobby of Harrington Bank, illuminating the faces of a group of young visitors. They enter the bank, their eyes wide with curiosity and a shared sense of purpose. The group gazes around at the bustling environment, absorbing the bank's atmosphere. Inspired by Amelia's vision, they find motivation in the bank's ethical foundation. A sense of hope and determination fills the air as they witness the power of ethical banking in action. Amelia stands tall on the grand steps of Harrington Mansion, a solitary figure against the vast sky. The mansion looms behind her, its stone facade weathered yet majestic, bearing silent witness to countless stories. She gazes out at the sprawling cityscape below, a panorama of dreams and aspirations stretching to the horizon. Sunlight bathes the scene, casting long shadows that dance around the mansion's imposing structure. A gentle breeze whispers through the manicured gardens, carrying the scent of blooming flowers and the promise of new beginnings. The mansion stands as a silent guardian, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations yet to come.